Paulo Renato Rebocho Ferreira, OIH, is a Portuguese retired footballer who played as a defender. He was known for his versatility and ability to play on both the right and left side of defence. Ferreira was signed by José Mourinho for FC Porto from Vitória de Setúbal in 2002. He won the league title in both of his seasons at Porto, as well as the 2003 UEFA Cup Final and 2004 UEFA Champions League Final. He then followed Mourinho to Chelsea in 2004 on a £20 million transfer, winning honours including 3 Premier League titles and 4 FA Cups as well as another UEFA Champions League Final and the UEFA Europa League before retiring in 2013. He earned 62 caps for the Portuguese national team between 2002 and 2010, playing at 2 European Championships and 2 World Cups, finishing as runner-up at Euro 2004 and in 4th at the 2006 World Cup. Club career Early career He started his career in the Portuguese second division for Estoril prior. He then moved to Vitória de Setúbal at the start of the 2000 Euro 01 season. Porto Due to his excellent performances in the Portuguese first division, he moved to FC Porto in the summer of 2002, signed by then-coach José Mourinho. Ferreira was previously a right-side midfielder until he met Mourinho at Porto. In the following season, he won the Primeira Liga and the club claimed a European trophy in 2003 UEFA Cup Final against Celtic in Seville, defeating Celtic 3-2 despite an excellent display from Celtic's Swedish striker Henrik Larsson. But the season was not complete and the club secured an historic treble with a 1-0 defeat of UD Luria in the tour section at a Portugal final on June 15, 2003. The next season brought another Portuguese Liga title, but more importantly he played every minute of Porto's UEFA Champions League win. Chelsea 2004 Euro 11. After playing for Porto for 2 years, he joined Chelsea for a $20 million at the beginning of the Premier League 2004 Euro 05 season. At Stamford Bridge, Ferreira was reunited with his former manager José Mourinho and former teammate Ricardo Carvalho, both of whom were also signed by Chelsea in the off-season. Ferreira impressed greatly in his but season, playing 29 Premier League matches before injury ruled him out for the remainder of the campaign. He continued his fine form into the following campaign, during which he scored his first Chelsea goal in the 3-1 victory over Colchester United in the FA Cup 4th round. Despite becoming a regular on the manager's team sheet, Ferreira suffered from a lack of confidence in the 2006 Euro 07 season and eventually lost his place first to Khalid Boularos, and then to midfielder Jeremy. The emergence of young French midfielder Lassana Diarra further reduced the playing time for Ferreira, as Mourinho saw it fit to play the French international in the full-back position. However, Ferreira did play the full 120 minutes of Chelsea's 1-0 FA Cup final win over Manchester United on May 19, 2007, the first final to be played at the new Wembley. He was the second-choice right-back for Chelsea during the 2007 Euro 08 season, behind Michael Essien and Giuliano Belletti. When played, Ferreira was his usual consistent self, putting in good performances. Ferreira signed a new 5-year deal with Chelsea on February 18, 2008, which would keep him at the club until 2013 and agreed a squad number swap from 20 to 19 for the 2008 Euro 09 season following Deco's arrival. A rumour on the last day of the transfer window suggested that Ferreira was on the verge of joining Chelsea's London rivals West Ham United either on a season-long loan deal or a permanent deal. The rumour turned out to be false, however. He suffered an injury late in the 2008 Euro 09 season, stuck on 99 Premier League games. Paulo Ferreira finally made his appearance for Chelsea in a League Cup match against West London rivals Queen's Park Rangers on September 23, 2009. He had been out with an injury since January. He scored just his second-ever Chelsea goal, a late equaliser in extra time in the League Cup quarter-final against Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park in the dying moments. However, Chelsea went on to lose on penalties. Due to injuries of fullbacks such as Ashley Cole, Jose Copyright Bosingwa and Branislav Ivanovia, he was given a more consistent role in the starting 11, being paired at the full-back positions with Yuri Tsarkov, most significantly in the 7-1 win against Aston Villa and the 2-1 victory against Manchester United. Ferreira made 20 appearances in total, scoring 1 goal in all competitions for Chelsea in the 2009-10 season, playing 13 Premier League games, and starting 7 FA Cup and League Cup ties respectively. An unspectacular but consistent performer, Ferreira was once described by Jose Copyright Mourinho as a player who will never be man of the match but will always score 7/10 for his individual display. He played his 200th match for Chelsea in a 3-1 win over Birmingham on April 20, 2011. 2011-13, Ferreira featured often under former manager Carlo Ancelotti, but after his sacking and the hiring of young manager Andrea Copyright Villas-Boas, Ferreira found it hard to find a place in the Chelsea squad. Villas-Boas opted for a younger, more inexperienced squad favouring the likes of Juan Mata, Ramires, Daniel Sturridge, David Luiz and Gary Cahill as starters and Ryan Bertrand as a substitute instead of Ferreira, Nicolas Anelka, Alex, Didier Drogba and Frank Lampard. Ferreira played his first game for Chelsea in the 2011-2012 season during a League Cup match against West London rivals Fulham. Chelsea went on to win the match 4-3 in a penalty shootout. He played his first Premier League game on December 22 after coming on for injured Branislav Ivanovia in a match against Tottenham. The game ended in a 1-1 draw. In the final minutes of that match, Ferreira suffered a fractured cheekbone in a clash with Spurs midfielder Gareth Bale. Ferreira started his first Premier League game since May 2011 in a home game against Aston Villa. Chelsea went on to lose 3-1. On March 27, the fullback was awarded another start and his first Champions League start of the season away at Benfica, providing another commended defensive performance as Chelsea went on to win the tie 1-0. Ferreira started at right-back for the suspended Ivanovic as Chelsea beat rivals Queen's Park Rangers 6-1 on April 29. Ferreira came on in the 42nd minute for the injured Florent Malauda in the last game of the Premier League season on May 13, a 2-1 win over relegated Blackburn Rovers, and the Portuguese defender was praised for his performance and his name was repeatedly chanted by the home fans. On May 19, 2012, Ferreira was an unused substitute in the Champions League final against Bayern Munich in Munich. He was awarded a winner's medal, the second of his career, as he had featured in previous fixtures in the run-up to the final. Ferreira's contract ran through the summer of 2013 and the player and the club confirmed that they would not renew his contract when it expired, bringing his nearly decade stay at Stamford Bridge to an end. Ferreira made his last appearance for Chelsea in a 2-1 victory over Everton on May 19, 2013, coming on as a late substitute to a round of applause as the win secured Chelsea a spot in the group stages of the 2013-14 UEFA Champions League. Following the match, teammate Frank Lampard addressed the Stamford Bridge crowd and praised the Portuguese defender, and Ferreira announced to the crowd that he was retiring from professional football and thanked the fans for their continued support. In total, he made 220 appearances, scoring 2 goals in all competitions for Chelsea. International career. Ferreira was called up for the Portugal under-21 team and accumulated 27 caps. He was called up to the national team for Portugal's UEFA Euro 2004 campaign and started their opening match against a lowly Greece team on June 12, 2004. But a series of mistakes in the match saw him dropped for Miguel for the rest of the tournament. He did, however, come on in Portugal's huge upset defeat against Greece in the final, following an injury to Miguel. He made 2 appearances for Portugal in the 2006 FIFA World Cup. In the semi-final against France, which Portugal lost 1-0, Ferreira came on in the second half for the injured Miguel. He then started the third-place playoff against the host country Germany, which the Germans won 3-1. Following the tournament, Ferreira faced competition from Jose Copyright Bosingwa and Miguel for the Portugal right-back slot and was often deployed at left-back since the retirement of Nuno Valente. Ferreira was named in the Portuguese squad for the UEFA Euro 2008 Championships. Portugal were knocked out in the quarter-finals and Ferreira was a starter in all of their 4 matches, playing at left-back. A regular in the 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, Ferreira would then be included in the 23 men's squad to represent the Seleção Picavolta Pound Odask winners in the final stages of the tournament, where he only played the opening game, a goalless draw with Curitiba. On August 30, 2010, Ferreira announced he would be also retiring from the national team, shortly after Simão Poundo Sabrosa did. Internationally, Ferreira represented Portugal 62 times and played in 4 tournaments. Career statistics. Club appearances as of May 19, 2013. Information not available. Honours. Club Porto, Primeira Liga, 2002 a Euro 03, 2003 a Euro 04, Tour Section A de Portugal, 2003, Supertaça Section A Car Sendido de Oliveira, 2003, 2004, UEFA Cup, 2002 a Euro 03, UEFA Champions League, 2003 a Euro 04, Chelsea, Premier League, 2004 a Euro 05, 2005 a Euro 06, 2009 a Euro 10, FA Cup, 2006 a Euro 07, 2008 a Euro 09, 2009 a Euro 10, 2011 a Euro 12, FA Community Shield, 2005, 2009, Football League Cup, 2004 a Euro 05, 2006 a Euro 07, UEFA Champions League, 2011 a Euro 12, UEFA Europa League, 2012 a Euro 13. International FIFA World Cup 4th place, 2006, UEFA European Championship runner-up, 2004. Individual UEFA Team of the Year, 2002 a Euro 03, ESM Team of the Year, 2003 a Euro 04. Orders Medal of Merit, Order of the Immaculate Conception of Vila Viaduct Section Nosa. References. External links, Ferreira departs at chelseafc.com, Portugal profile, Paulo Ferreira career statistics at Soxabase, BBC Sport profile, Chelsea goalkeeper's son steals the show.